Hi, this is Dee at Aloha Astro, and today we're looking at a new moon in the mutable fire sign of Sagittarius, which is occurring on December 12th, 2023 at 6:32 p.m. at 20 degrees 40 minutes of Sagittarius. New moon in Sagittarius, Tuesday, December 12th, combines the expansive seeking nature of this mutable fire sign with a revelation of misguided beliefs or negative thinking, and a change in feelings or values, which frees you to imagine and create an alternative reality or life path. As the moon conjunct the Sun and Mars in Sagittarius form a trine aspect to Chiron retrograde conjunct the North Node in Aries, a quincunx to Uranus retrograde in Taurus, and a square to Neptune in Pisces. The Sagittarius season is usually associated with the optimistic, friendly, and jovial side of this Jupiter-ruled fire sign, but with Venus transiting Scorpio setting a tone of intense desire, Mercury in success-oriented Capricorn about to turn retrograde tomorrow, and Mars adding assertion and even aggression to the mix. All is not merry and bright or even devil-may-care as you examine where you are right now and think about where you want to be. Mercury in Capricorn soon retrograde squares Chiron retrograde and the North Node in Aries, while also forming a trine to Jupiter retrograde in Taurus, and just like Ebenezer Scrooge, you might have a visitation of the past and a glimpse of the future, which can alter your attitude for the better in the present. Saturn in Pisces trine to Venus in Scorpio and sextile to Jupiter in Taurus supports outward generosity and good works, as well as the inward work of self-improvement. Mostly, this new moon asks you to choose your thoughts and words with care, because you are writing the story of your life. Let's take a look at what's going on in the sky, and we can see that there's a great deal of exchange of energy between the various planets. We have this cluster here in Sagittarius. It's a loose conjunction with the moon and the sun beginning to pull away from Mars, but we still have the overtone there of that extra activity that Mars brings. And the square to Neptune is particularly poignant. It can make us feel disappointed or sad, or maybe we realize that some of our dreams or plans are not quite as reachable as we thought, or what we thought of particular people might not be the reality of who they are. Whether we feel like we are lacking in something or somebody or something else is lacking in something might depend upon the situation and the particular person, but there's always a feeling of something missing or perhaps having to make the decision of letting something go. And we've got Mercury also interacting in a square with Chiron in Aries, and that energy there with the retrograde of Chiron and Mercury soon to go retrograde tomorrow may have you questioning yourself and what you know to be true, especially since that Capricorn energy is very much about the foundation, the structure, the rules, the order to things. And here we have the question of whether it's serving you properly or not, or do you want to continue thinking that way? This is basically a motivation to think again or to review the things that you thought were true that perhaps are not or no longer serve you. I did not mention in what I wrote, because of limitations of space for social media postings, Jupiter square to Pluto. There can be a little bit of fear or greed associated with that, and definitely it can hold your own ability to express certain things in check, particularly if you are afraid of expressing your own power, or if you are thinking that why should you have whatever the good thing is that you would desire to have in your life. Perhaps you are thinking that other people would judge you for wanting or desiring a particular thing, situation, condition, or person. That Jupiter retrograde is, well, kind of holding Jupiter back a little bit, and it is opposing Venus, which is also a benevolent planet. In a way, these two benefics in opposition to each other are not as harsh as some planets may be when they oppose each other, but it is still putting a little bit of a damper upon going after what you truly desire, or it could be that there are things that are out of balance when it comes to something that might be good, but in excess, it is not good for you. So there's a little bit of a shadow energy going on with our various squares and oppositions that put a little bit more of that Saturn, through the Capricorn influence and Scorpio vibe, Plutonian, Scorpio, Saturn, Capricorn in the background behind that generally outgoing energy that Sagittarius usually brings to the season. The good stuff in here is definitely Saturn supporting Jupiter and supporting Venus. If something is worth doing, do it well. If there are things that need improvement, either personally or in the world at large, and you are able to do some good, then do it. We definitely have the opportunity for thinking above and beyond our immediate needs and concerns and thinking in a larger, more societal or global way, and even in a bigger way in terms of where are we going spiritually. It's not just about this immediate moment. It's about a bigger picture. While we have this minor grand trine with Pluto, a planet of power, transformation, and Neptune, beauty, healing, and inspiration, and Uranus, change, the future, uniqueness, basically striving for more and better in a way that is going to be better for everybody, not just for us. But there are stronger spiritual stories going on here than just material and than just seeking pleasure and adventure. Sagittarius is a mutable, which means flexible and adaptable, fire sign, so we get the impulse of taking some action. And it is a sign that seeks. It rules the 9th house of foreign travel, higher education, the gathering and sharing of information and experience, self-promotion, learning, teaching, writing, publishing. We're looking to impact the world in a bigger way, not just on the immediate communal level that we have with its opposing sign Gemini, but in Sagittarius, it's our siblings, brothers and sisters from other walks of life, from other backgrounds, and maybe with other beliefs spiritually. So we want to become wiser through life experience and through seeking when we have Sagittarius energy operative in the sky. So we're busy traveling, or we're busy communicating, we're busy learning, we're busy getting to know new people, and that's all very good. It's also a sign that is associated with the teamwork energy as well as the competition. And with that quincunx there to Uranus in Taurus, there's definitely a strong support for pulling people together, even if they are from diverse backgrounds or don't have the same ideology. Because we've got that square to Neptune in Pisces, not everybody's going to think the way you do or believe what you do. But that doesn't mean that you can't find something in common that everybody needs. We all need safety, security, food, a roof over our heads. Taurus is very much rooted in that material and sensual world of what do we need. And you can definitely help toward bringing a change about, not just in your personal life, but in your larger connection to the world through either talking in support of others who need the help or finding out where you can join in with your community to lend some help or show up with your money if you have the money to be giving. Mercury does support Jupiter, and that's quite benevolent. This also shows the willingness to do the work to change for the better or looking for constructive solutions to problems. Overall, it's an interesting sky right now, a great deal of diversity, and the lunar nodes, of course, are emphasizing relationship, self, and the other. And Chiron in Aries, loosely conjunct the North Node, interacting with the Capricorn and the Sagittarius energy, is definitely making you a priority in terms of what actions are you taking and what are you thinking and communicating. How do you show up? How do you participate with others? And how are you a good example to others as well? All right, let's take a look at the Sabian symbol and see what's going on. We round up to 21 degrees, and we've got a child and a dog wearing borrowed eyeglasses. Keynote: the use of imagination and make-believe in anticipating higher stages of development. This rather peculiar symbol seems to imply here that by imitating features belonging to a level of consciousness as yet unreachable, the process of growth may be accelerated. Well, kind of like fake it until you make it. Eyeglasses symbolize intellectual development. The chiefs of primitive tribes in some instances have sought to impress their people by wearing spectacles without glass or Western hats. I don't know if historically that's true or not, simply because these objects seem characteristic of a race of superior people. This is similar to the process of growth by identification with a master or guru. In a sense, it is mere pretending or make-believe, yet wearing the mask of a god, the medicine man at the time becomes, for all practical purposes, the incarnation of the god. Growth is always a hierarchical process, even if the growing entity is not aware of it. This is the first of 5 symbols constituting the 53rd sequence. It suggests the value of learning through imitation. Well, that does make logical sense. And, practice does make perfect, but in terms of manifesting things in your life, if you want to have a particular thing, you have to feel as if you have it and to be in that state. So even if it is not there yet in your reality, by feeling as if it is and acting as if it is, you are preparing for it to be there, and that opens up that receptivity and enables you to accept that thing coming into your reality. And that can also be said, as the Sabian symbol indicates, in terms of consciousness. I think that's all I have right now. Do be safe in your travels in the weeks ahead, because we do have a Mercury retrograde time period over the approaching holidays, and I feel like we've already been experiencing some of that during the shadow phase leading up to Mercury retrograde. I don't know about you, but when I'm out driving around, it seems as though everybody's quite impulsive. Nobody's obeying traffic rules. Nobody's using their turn signals, their directionals, and defensive driving right now is necessary to get there safely and return back all in one piece. So be patient with others, be aware and alert when you are traveling, be mindful of your surroundings and your possessions, and whatever vehicle you're in, make sure it is safe and roadworthy and that you are sober when you're out driving around. Take care and stay safe, and I'll see you in 2 weeks with a full moon forecast.